Every weird memory glitch explained. Let's get right into it. Number 1. Walking into a room and forgetting why. You know that scene. You walk confidently into a room like you're about to deliver the keynote speech of your life, only to stand there blank, staring at the walls like an NPC that hasn't been programmed yet. This is the infamous doorway effect. Your brain, in its infinite wisdom, treats doorways like the save button in a video game. When you cross into a new room, your brain quietly shoves the last few seconds of your mental tabs into the recycling bin because apparently remembering why you went there isn't as important as noticing the new environment. It's not that you're dumb, it's just that your brain prioritizes context. Psychologists say your memory is heavily tied to environmental cues. Walk into the kitchen and boom, new context, fresh slate. Suddenly, remembering that you came in for scissors is gone, but hey, at least you're very aware that you're standing in the kitchen. Useful, right? So next time you forget why you entered a room, just know that it's not early onset anything. It's literally your brain updating its where am I? File instead of what was I doing? File. Great job, brain. Number 2. Tip of the tongue phenomenon. Ah yes, the I totally know this word, but it's hiding from me glitch. You can practically see the word in your head. It starts with an M, or maybe an S. Definitely has a vowel somewhere in it, but it refuses to make its way out of your mouth. This is the tip of the tongue phenomenon, or as I like to call it, your brain playing hide and seek with vocabulary. What's happening is a breakdown in retrieval. You've got the memory stored just fine, but your brain is basically buffering like a bad YouTube video stuck at 240p. Interestingly, people often can recall details about the word. They might know how many syllables it has, or what letter it starts with, even though they can't spit it out. That's because the sound pattern and meaning are stored in different places, and your brain's filing clerk is stuck digging through the wrong drawer. And the cruelest part, the word will pop into your head 2 hours later while you're in the shower. So if you've ever yelled random words in the bathroom like a maniac, congratulations, you've just experienced science in action. Number 3. Forgetting names instantly after introduction. We've all been there. Someone says, "Hi, I'm Jessica," and before the IKA has even left their lips, your brain has deleted that data faster than Chrome deletes your browsing history. It's not rudeness, it's science. Your working memory is busy processing the social interaction itself. Smile, handshake, make eye contact, don't be awkward, and decides the actual name is low priority, which is hilarious because that's the one piece of information you really needed to remember. Cognitive psychologists point out that names are especially hard because they're usually arbitrary. Jessica doesn't describe the person, unlike, say, the tall woman with glasses. Your brain loves meaning and associations, and a name is basically a meaningless label until you've tied it to something else. That's why memory experts suggest making weird associations, like imagining Jessica as a jester, or Jessica with jet skis, silly but sticky. So don't beat yourself up for forgetting names. It's not that you're inconsiderate, it's that your brain is like social survival first, details later. Too bad later never comes. Number 4. Misplacing everyday items, your keys, your wallet, your phone. Basically, the holy trinity of things you swear you just had in your hand 2 seconds ago. Misplacing everyday objects isn't just you being scatterbrained, it's the result of your brain running on autopilot. When you're distracted, you don't actually encode where you put something. No encoding, so no memory. Simple as that. Think of your brain like a lazy secretary. If you drop your keys on the counter while thinking about dinner, your brain's like, not important. Let's skip writing this down. Then, 20 minutes later, you're turning your house upside down like a raccoon in a garbage bin. And here's the kicker. Stress and multitasking make it worse. If you've ever found your phone in the fridge next to the milk, that's because your brain grouped those actions together. Put down milk, put down phone. To your neurons, it made perfect sense. To you, not so much. So if you want to stop losing stuff, you don't need more memory exercises, you just need to pay attention in the first place. Easier said than done, of course. Number 5. False memories. Now, this one is creepy. You know when you swear something happened a certain way, but turns out, nope, your brain just invented it? That's a false memory, and it happens all the time. Memory isn't like a video camera, it's more like a sketch artist on caffeine. Messy, interpretive, and prone to adding details that weren't there. False memories happen because when you recall something, your brain reconstructs it from fragments. Each time you remember, you're actually editing the file, not just replaying it, and every edit risks warping it. Psychologists have shown that people can be convinced they saw things they never saw, met people they never met, or even committed crimes they didn't commit. That's how unreliable memory can be. So the next time you're 100% sure your friend said something and they're 100% sure they didn't, don't assume they're lying. It might just be two brains running slightly different versions of the same Netflix show called reality. Number 6. Childhood amnesia. Quick question. How much do you actually remember before the age of 3? Exactly. Almost nothing. That's because of something called childhood amnesia, the universal experience of having no clue what happened in your toddler years. Sure, your parents will tell you stories, but actual memory? Gone. Why? Because your hippocampus, the part of your brain that consolidates long-term memory, was still under construction back then. Think of it as trying to save files on a hard drive that isn't finished being built yet. Add to that the fact that babies don't have much language to label experiences, and you've got a recipe for blank spots. Interestingly, even the memories you think you have from those years might actually be hand-me-down stories your family told you so many times that you built a mental picture and claimed it as your own. In other words, that cute little memory of you at age 2 feeding ducks. Yeah, that's probably not your memory, it's your mom's. Sorry to ruin it for you. Number 7. Flashbulb memories that aren't accurate. You know those moments where you swear you'll never forget what you were doing? Maybe a major world event, or some dramatic personal news, and you think, this is etched into my brain forever. Well, surprise, those so-called flashbulb memories are about as trustworthy as a politician's campaign promise. Flashbulb memories feel sharp and vivid, like a crystal clear photograph. The problem? They're not photographs, they're still just reconstructions, but now wrapped in emotional glitter that convinces you they're flawless. Studies show people will confidently swear they remember exactly where they were, who they were with, and what they were wearing when something big happened, and then later, the details don't match reality at all. Your brain basically goes, this feels important, let's stamp it with emotional ink. But ink fades. Over time, you swap details without realizing it, then double down on your version because it feels right. So yes, your memory of what snack you were eating when you heard shocking news might be wrong, unless you're the one person on Earth who truly remembers eating Cheetos during every world crisis, in which case impressive. Number 8. Déjà vu and déjà rêvé. Déjà vu to eerie sense that you've lived this exact moment before. Déjà rêvé to unsettling feeling that you dreamed it before it happened. Both are brain glitches that make you question if you're secretly stuck in the matrix. Déjà vu is thought to happen when your brain accidentally cross-wires between short-term and long-term memory. It's like your mind quickly checks the memory folder, finds something that feels familiar and goes, yup, we've definitely done this before, except you haven't. It's just a misfire. Déjà rêvé, on the other hand, involves dreams. Your brain either misattributes a real event to a dream you think you had, or your dream really did predict something in the vaguest way possible. Like dreaming about being outside and then boom, you go outside. Congratulations, psychic. The unsettling part is how convincing these feelings are. Déjà vu can make you swear you're reliving a scene, even though the science says it's just your neurons doing a quick copy-paste job in the wrong folder. Which means your brain is basically gaslighting you. Thanks, brain. Number 9. Prospective memory failures. Prospective memory is just a fancy way of saying remembering to remember. And wow, do we fail at it constantly. Ever promise yourself, I'll definitely take out the trash later, and then conveniently only remember once the garbage truck is disappearing down the street? That's prospective memory betraying you. It's not that you didn't know you had to do it, it's that your brain failed to trigger the reminder at the right time. Prospective memory has two types: event-based, when I see Bob, I'll give him the book, and time-based, at 8 p.m. I'll call mom. Both are fragile because they depend on cues. No cue, no action. The irony is that your brain is great at remembering the existence of these tasks, just not when they mattered. That's why people bolt upright in bed at 2 a.m. going, oh no, I forgot to send that email. So if you ever wonder why sticky notes, alarms, and calendar apps exist, it's not because humanity is lazy, it's because our memory is basically a toddler with no concept of schedules. Number 10. Stress or emotion-induced forgetting. You know when you're in the middle of an exam, staring at the question you definitely studied last night, and your brain suddenly decides to go on strike. That's stress-induced forgetting, the cruelest trick your neurons can pull. It's like your memory is a file cabinet, but the second you panic, someone slams the drawer shut and loses the key. Here's why it happens. Stress floods your body with cortisol and adrenaline. In small doses, that can sharpen memory, but crank it too high. And it's like turning the volume knob until the speakers blow out. The hippocampus, the memory center, basically short circuits under pressure. That's why your mind blanks in job interviews, first dates, or during any moment where you desperately need your brain to perform. And then there's emotional forgetting. Ever notice how painful memories can sometimes vanish or get fuzzy around the edges? That's not kindness, it's survival. Your brain has a protective mechanism, dampening certain recollections so you don't spiral into despair every time you think about them. Of course, it doesn't always work. Sometimes stress or trauma can strengthen memories, like an emotional tattoo you can't scrub off. But either way, your emotions and memory are in a toxic relationship. Sometimes they kiss, sometimes they fight, and sometimes they block each other's calls. So yes, your brain can betray you in high-stakes moments, but look on the bright side. At least you'll remember the embarrassment forever. Neat. That's all for today. I'll be making similar videos in the future. Subscribe to see them.